to a Photoshop tutorial on how to create simple animated GIFs. So the first thing you're going to have to do is get your animation style sheet, or sprite sheet as some people prefer to call it, which is just really different poses of the picture that you're going to be using. Now this is one that I've got from somewhere on the internet, and it's a ninja. Now the next thing you do is you pick out all your sprites from the main sprite sheet and paste them all into separate layers like I've done here, and just make sure that they all line up and that they're all around about the same position. And the way that you can do that is you can change the opacity of one of the layers that you're dealing with. For example, let's change the opacity for this one. If we change the opacity for this one, we can see where our layer is under here. So we can make sure that for our top layer, that when we move it around, see, we wouldn't have it down here, we would have to have it up here, roughly where the same place where the head is. So that's what you can do to make sure that your sprites line up, or you give them a little change or a little bit of movement there. So let's change the opacity to that back, bring the other layers in. So I've already set up all the other layers, and I've got my I've just chosen 6 sprites from the collection, although you can take your time and do a bit more. So first thing I do is come up to the window and click timeline, and that will bring up this section here, and then you can just click on create video timeline, and you'll see that all your layers are displayed in this section here. So what I'm wanting to do is actually just reduce the time that each of them is played, and also have them play in order. So let's say that we've got a duration of let's say 15. That seems to be a good duration, and if you pull the other ones down, you can see that they quite easily snap into roughly the same duration. Well, not roughly, exactly the same duration. It just follows it down as a snap. Then what you can do is you can pull each of your frames out, and again you can see that there's an exact snap on where one stops and one finishes. So let's pull that one out there as well. So now we've got our sprites, and we can just check out what our animation looks like. So that's looking okay, a bit slow, so let's bring the speed down. Let's bring it down to 7. And I'm just going to check these first ones at the start first. Oh, just drag our timeline thing back there. Hit play. That's looking okay. That's quite a nice speed. Let's see that again. Yep. So I'm going to go for 7-second speed. You can make it whatever you want. I would advise sort of just playing around with a couple of the settings to begin with, a couple of the different speeds, just to see. There we go. So we've got all our sprites on 7 milliseconds. So that looks good. So really that's us done. All we need to come up and do now is File, Save for Web, and then we've got the option up here to choose GIF, and you can have the looping option set here. So I'm going to loop it forever, and just click Save, and then just call it Ninja. And if we now come into, let me just grab the picture of it, Ninja GIF there, and I'm just going to drag it and drop it into my toolbar, and as you can see, there we are there. That's how to make an animated GIF.